There are two ritual objects that appear constantly in art. Um, they are the Vajra and the bell. So what they are is a Vajra scepter and then a bell with a Vajra handle. Now what does this mean, this Vajra? Vajra actually is a small handheld object that has a central prong. Generally it's between 5 and 6 inches long, and then it has 4 tines at either end that curve around, and at the center is a small round sphere with a lotus attached at either end, and the central tine or prong of the Vajra runs through the central sphere. Now, the bell has a Vajra handle, and the handle also has a face on it, and this is the face of Prajna Paramita. There's a tremendous amount of symbolism that's attached to this Vajra and bell symbol. The Vajra is almost always held in the right hand, and the bell in the left, and we find this. We find it with Akshobhya Buddha, who holds a Vajra that stands upright in his left hand, placed in his lap. I'm not sure if that actually is found in the sutra literature or if it was added later for the more tantric forms of Akshobhya. So I would have to check and see if it's mentioned in sutras such as Vimala Kirti Nirdesa. Now, many deities in Tantric Buddhism, such as Vajradhara, holds a Vajra and bell, Vajrasattva, a Vajra and bell, Vajrapani holds a Vajra and bell, Vajravidarana holds what's called a double Vajra. So you have this Vajra with 5 prongs at either end of this long central length, and then you add another Vajra to it to make it what's called a 20-pronged Vajra. There's Vajras of many different numbers of prongs. We have a single prong, 3-prong, 5, 9, and then 20. These are the main ones that can be found. But for deities and Buddhas, and as a physical object that's used by teachers in rituals, then we're really dealing with what's called the 5-prong and then the 9-prong. The difference between the 5 and the 9 is really the Sarma schools coming from India, the Kadam, Sakya, Jonang, Gelug, Kagyu use more the 5-prong. The Nyingmas use both the 5-prong and the 9-prong Vajra. There's a tremendous amount of meaning to what the different number of prongs mean, the different symbols that are found on it, the lotuses and the number of petals. All of this has symbolic meaning. Now, why does this matter? Well, it matters because there's just so much of it in Himalayan art. There's so many deities hold the Vajra. The Vajra is the key symbol. It's the main symbol for Vajrayana Buddhism. Along with the Vajra, we have the bell. So the Vajra and bell are very important. And there's actually a third item. There's actually 3 physical objects that represent Vajrayana Buddhism and are supposed to be owned by all Vajrayana tantric practitioners. They have to own a Vajra and bell and also a mala. Now, a mala is prayer beads, not to be confused with the word rosary. Rosary is really a Roman Catholic word. It's very technical and has to do with praying to the Virgin Mary. So I tend not to try and adopt all of these Roman Catholic terms or Christian terms, or mixing up definitions from different religions is generally not a good idea. Prayer beads is very innocent, very generic, and the term mala is the Sanskrit for prayer beads. So these 3 objects, the Vajra, the bell, and the prayer beads, are the 3 practice objects that all Tantric Buddhists are supposed to own. So this is just a beginning, just touching on Vajra, which is just a huge subject because of the uses and where it's found throughout the art.